Hi guys. Alright, I just reconnected with my Wi-Fi. Can you tell me that you can hear? Okay, if anyone's there ready to comment, just let me know if the sound is good. Anybody? Let's see. Text me any feedback if you guys can't hear anything, if this is frozen. Sounds good? Okay. Thanks, Whitney. Just want to make sure. So have whatever you guys need, whether it's a block, prop, blanket. We're just going to kind of go through a nice chill yoga flow today, a nice little yoga session. I have my block that I'm using as a prop right now because my tripod decided to break on me. So I don't have one readily available, but if you guys need one, feel free to have it. Also padding for your knees if you guys are on a harder surface so that you're not feeling a lot of strain and stress in the joints. And then if you guys are ready to get started, then just go ahead and lay on your belly. If laying on your belly isn't comfortable for you, like if you're pregnant or maybe just aren't comfortable there, feel free to come into child's pose instead. All right, and I'm just gonna check on the comments. Perfect. All right, yeah, and as you guys are going through this, feel free to send me any comments. What I'll do is I will periodically check throughout the flow and make sure that you guys are doing okay. If there's any sort of feedback that you want to give me, feel free to send me a message. Like I said, today is going to be a nice Sunday chill session, just allowing ourselves to reset. This is, I think, the second week for some of us that have gone through the craze of this pandemic, and I know that we're all home and maybe changing a little bit of our perspective, because I think for some of us it's nice to have that quality time at home, and for some of us maybe it's more stressful, so maybe we use this as a chance to reconnect and reset and get ready to let this new week roll on by. So anyway, if you guys are ready, feel free to come onto your belly or in child's pose. One more time. So coming to rest on your belly, feel free to lower your head into your hands, or maybe you have a towel that you'd like to use instead. If you'd like to relax your shoulders down, go ahead and take the arms back behind you. Same thing for those in child's pose. You're coming into your shins. Maybe the knees are bent deeply, maybe they hover, or maybe the hips hover over the thighs. And then you can allow the arms to reach forward or reach back. And as you're here, let the eyes close. And start to feel the weight of your body. Feel the release of each breath. See if you can slow it down. Maybe focusing on a full inhale and a full exhale. muscles softening. Allow all the tension and stress to melt away. Knowing that the constant here is your breath. It is a tide of our life. We ride each wave with each breath. A reminder that each breath is life coming into our body. When you're ready, plant the palms down to the floor. For those on your belly, round back into child's pose. For those in child's pose, begin to reach the arms forward. Feeling the stretch, maybe one hand walks forward, stretching through the ribs. And then we switch to the other side, shifting the weight to the opposite hip. And you just lift and lengthen through the arms, through the ribs. And then make your way back to center, and you softly rock yourself from side to side. And inhale in one direction, and then exhale in the other, maybe moving slowly at first. And we start to move a little deeper, a little wider. Inhale as you rock yourself up to your hands and knees, and then exhale to sink your hips back down. And then you inhale and press forward, maybe your collar widens a little, and exhale, round back down. Again, taking that slow moving breath. Inhale and then exhale. Feel free to take it to the other side. If something else works for you, feel free to make that change. Maybe you stay on all fours and you take some cat-cows, dropping the belly, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the gaze, and exhaling and rounding through the spine. Take a few side bends here with your back rounded, and then again on an inhale, drop your belly, and once again, feel yourself stretching from side to side. Feel it all the way from the hips to the shoulder, through the neck, through the head. And then when you're ready, from here, take your left leg back behind you. Let the toes tuck under, and you push back through the heel, stretching through the back of the calf, the hamstring through the knee. Maybe even gripping the top of the mat if needed to help anchor you down and push and lengthen. So notice that the heel is pressing back towards the wall behind me. And you'll find that the deep stretch begins to deepen. Maybe you imagine that you're engaging the spine to lift the back of the knee a little higher up towards the ceiling. Bring the knee back under the hip and extend the opposite leg back. Stretching through the calf, the back of the knee, hamstring. See if you can lessen any stress that you feel through the shoulders. Maybe trying to widen the collar side to side. And then from here, bring the knee back under the hip. And then come up to your hands and knees. On an inhale, sweep the right arm open nice and wide. And then as you exhale, thread your right arm under the left. And then you come to rest on that cheek, on that shoulder, keeping a little gap around here, around the neck. The shoulders melt down, the hips are high up over the knees. And then from here, you can extend the arm, the opposite arm out in front of you, finding a nice deep stretch. If you'd rather take it back behind you, feel free to do so. If you need that extra support, keep it down beneath your shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths here. Lengthening through the ribs, through the spine. And then from here, anchor the top hand back down underneath the shoulder. And inhale, sweep the right arm up and open. As you exhale, lower the hand down. And again, inhale, take the opposite arm to the sky. As you exhale, thread it under, coming to rest on your shoulder, your cheek, keeping the weight nice and even through the hips and the knees. Keeping that space right here between the neck and the shoulder, extending the top arm forward, behind your back, or maybe bracing underneath the shoulder. Just 3 more breaths here, nice and slow. Maybe you take this time to scan yourself from head to toe. Bring the hand back under the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen up to the sky, and exhale, lower the hands down. Now from here, tuck your toes under. Palms are flat, fingers spaced wide. Exhale, downward facing dog. The head hangs heavy, the palms are flat, the fingers spaced wide. Shake your head yes, and shake your head no. And then pedal those heels down and back. Now if this isn't comfortable for you, coming onto your shoulders, feel free to come down to your knees, and again, you can stretch yourself through the calves. But if you're here, see if you can let the belly pull in tightly. Rather gazing from over the arms, see if you can bend the knees and push the weight back and gaze from under the arms. Your head shakes yes and no, your gaze at your toes, your knees, or maybe even up to your navel. Strong through the palms, you extend nice and long, keeping your triceps engaged and tight. Soften the knees from here. Gaze forward and exhale, just briefly come to the top of the mat. You can step right here behind your palms. Bending your knees, maybe you lengthen through the crown of the head, shoulders pull back, and then bind your hands behind your back, interlacing the fingers. Now from here, see if you can offer yourself a chest opener, maybe the knees bend, and then exhale, fold a little deeper. Now if this is uncomfortable for you, keep your hands back to your hips. Maybe the hands unloosen or loosen. Maybe the hands come down to the floor. And then from here, soften the knees, rise up to the top. The arms reach nice and tall. Grab your elbows and just take a moment to twist from side to side. And inhale to center, maybe you twist to the left. And inhale to center, maybe you twist to the right. From here, brace your hands behind the hips, palms to your sacrum. So right there where the hips and the spine connect. Squeezing your belly, squeezing your glutes, pulling everything in and up. We're lifting the heart. So imagine you're trying to feel the heart bursting open. So you're opening, opening, opening through the chest. And then on an exhale, forward fold. The head hangs heavy. The neck is long. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And then feel yourself grabbing your elbows, shaking your arms back and forth. Maybe swaying side to side. Maybe swaying side to side. So I'm going to change the angle that you can see me. On the next inhale, soften the knees, releasing the arms, rise up to the top. Now from here, grab your left wrist and take a side-stepping bend. So I think it looks opposite to you guys. But you're going to sidestep and bend up and over. And then from here, keeping your legs crossed, inhale, the arms reach high. As you exhale, see if you can fold. Now if you need to bend the knees, that's okay. Feel free to bend the knees. Just notice how it feels to the hips. Soften the knees, inhale, rise up. Untangling the legs. This time, sidestep it up and over to the left. Keeping the legs crossed, you inhale and reach tall. As you exhale, swan dive down. Now you can change the width of your legs, how they're adjusted. Inhale, nice and tall, and you don't even have to cross your legs. Exhale, brace your hands behind the hips. Inhale, take a back bend, and rather than just a back bend, think of it as a heart opener. We're creating space through the sternum. As you exhale, forward fold. Release the head, release the hands. Shake your head yes and no. Shake your head side to side. And once again, inhale, rise up. Now again, maybe you take a simple side bend. Maybe you side bend and step to one direction. You inhale back up, and then maybe you take a fold here. Or maybe you don't take a cross-legged fold. Inhale back up to center. Exhale to the other side. Again, moving as slowly as your breath is allowing you. And inhale when you're ready. You rise back up to the top, and exhale, brace your hands behind the hips. And inhale, again, you lift the heart, widening the collar. And an exhale, you start to forward fold. Melting yourself down. Take that through a few more times. So again, just letting yourself move, breathe, whichever variation works for you. The next time you make it through a full round of a forward fold, inhale, lift up halfway. Stretching long to the spine, you feel the shoulders pulling back, maybe even reaching the hands towards your knees, towards your thighs, and press your palms into your legs and lever yourself up. Feel the shoulders rolling back. Feel the crown of the head lengthening. Rather than lifting the nose to look up, just imagine that you're stretching through the back of your skull. As you exhale, round down. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. The palms are flat, the fingers squeeze wide. You shake your head yes, and you shake your head no. From here, soften the knees, and then roll to the top of a push-up. Now from here, come all the way down to your knees. Come down to the earth, back onto your belly. From here, the palms place down to the shoulders or beneath the shoulders as you roll yourself up slowly, softly. Just enough so that you can get comfortable lifting your palms off the ground. So we're coming into this baby cobra. Now from this baby cobra, again, if you can hold this, if you're pregnant, hold, or if you can't be on your belly and you're cat-cow instead, hold that cow pose. Now reach back with your palms. See if you can interlace the fingers and just draw your arms along. And then from here, releasing the hands down, sink back into your child's pose. Now feel free to open the knees a little wider. Feel free to melt your heart a little deeper, to rest your hands underneath your head, or let the arms reach forward or back behind you. Maybe you close your eyes and offer yourself up a chance to breathe. Seeing if you can slow down the breath. Counting the seconds of your breath if you can. Maybe slowing down to 4 seconds, 5 seconds, or 6 seconds with each inhale and with each exhale. And then bring your palms out in front of you. When you're ready, continue focusing on that breath. Feel the ribs as they widen. Feel the body become more subtle. On the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. And then exhale, sink yourself back in a child's pose. Another inhale as you rise up to your hands and knees. And another exhale to child's pose. Again, inhale, drive forward, open the heart, let the thighs melt down. Feel your shoulder blades pulling back. Feel the crown of the head lifting. Maybe from here, squeezing your thighs, pressing the tops of your feet onto the ground. Tuck your toes under, send your hips up. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And as you're here, and you're pedaling those heels down and back, maybe you hook one foot behind the opposite ankle or the calf and drive the heel down. Now, maybe this doesn't happen where your heels touch, and that's okay. Feel free to lift the heel. Maybe you soften the knee instead, but keeping the shoulders nice and strong and the shoulder blades engaged and active. We're trying to maintain this space without compromising the posture. if that makes any sense. Now switch it out. And again, if you need to come out of this, come out of this and come into cat-cow or tabletop. From here, soften the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. And lift up halfway. Shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold. Now from here, bend the knees, sink the hips. And inhale, we lift the arms up. Coming into chair pose. Now if that doesn't work for you, palms together, thumbs to your heart. And you feel yourself pressing forward. So rather than letting the shoulders round around the palms, imagine that you're trying to push your chest forward instead. So you broaden the collar nice and wide and lengthen through the spine. Holding this for a moment. Exhale, forward fold. Now the next inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back. Now from here, see if you can sink your hips down. Maybe the back knee lowers. Take the right hand to the inside of the right foot. And then you're going to heel toe your foot a little wider. Now if you need to, let me change the perspective of this. So the palms are shoulder width apart. Not so narrow so that you feel so super crowded through the chest. But nice and broad, so heel toe the foot out towards the outer edge of the mat. And then from there you can open the knee a little wider. The first thing that I'd rather you do is feel your hips sinking first. Rather than trying to get down to the earth, feel the hips dropping forward. And this will help to elongate and stretch open the front of the body. So you feel yourself engaging here through the glute and letting yourself melt down. Now however high or low you're able to go is not a competition, but just kind of listen to where you need to be right now. From that pose, which is lizard lunge, tuck your back toes under, lift the knee, and then walk your hands to the center of the mat and just feel this forward fold. So the heels turn slightly wider than the toes, and maybe the knees are bent if you need to bend. Use your block, which is my prop right now for my phone, but use your block if you need to. Hands up on the top, opening the chest. Exhale, melt down. Again, just allowing yourself to really relax. Today is our Sunday chill flow, so we're not rushing into anywhere. Enjoying this time that we're taking to ourselves to relax. Maybe you bend your knees from side to side, just really feeling this movement. And then from here, take the right palm to the ground, and then open through that chest, open through the opposite arm. Reach the sky. And again, maybe some knees bend. Maybe your hand is on a prop. Exhale, lower the hand to the top of the mat again, where we started from. And then you carefully step to the top. Inhaling, lifting up halfway. As you exhale, plant the hands, step the right leg back, or whichever side you didn't do last time. Same thing here, let your hips sink down first, before that knee follows. What I find is that when you lower the knee down, your hips tend to stay back to protect the hips, the hip flexors, or maybe whatever's tight, which is fine, but see how deep you can go first through the hips before you anchor the back knee. And then same thing as you lower down, rather than trying to lower down and kick your hips up and back, let your hips continue sinking, and then see if everything else can follow. So your hands are to the inside of the foot, you heel to the foot a little wider. So showing you from this angle again. Heel to your foot a little wider. Now once you're there and you let your hips sink down first, maybe this is where you pause, and that's okay. You can stay here. Maybe the knee opens, and I say maybe a lot because it's really all about listening to your body, listening to how you are today, and not trying to rush into finding that flexibility, because flexibility is something that we have to adapt to. It's something that we have to learn. Whether it's flexibility in our body or flexibility in our heart, flexibility in our mind, it's all something, it's a skill that we have to learn and tune into. So once you're ready, you can go down a little deeper, and maybe it takes a few minutes to get there, to be honest. So if you feel like you need to stay in this pose before moving forward, by all means, feel free to stay. You guys know that those who have taken my classes in public, that it's not really about following a script and making a perfect practice. It's just kind of listening to what you need, making the modifications, making adjustments. You know, we're doing that constantly right now with just our everyday life, like making adjustments. And how can we let go of resistance? How can we let go of that fear, this uncertainty? You know, we're all in it together, and so I think that's where we can find a little more compassion if we're open to it. So when you're ready, plant the palms to the floor. And just like before, lift up the back, or tuck the back toes under, and lift the knee. We walk the hands to the center of the stance. Walk the hands to the center of the stance. And again, the heels turn wide, the toes slightly inward, and you press up halfway, lengthening up through the spine, stretching wide through the collar, and then you exhale and fold. And maybe the goal here eventually will be to let the crown of the head connect to the ground. Maybe it won't happen. Maybe here it's all about stretching and opening the hamstrings. So take the back of the legs and try to open them wide. You can grab your ankles, you can grab your calves, you can even grab your toes if you'd like, or walk your hands to the floor, and you're just stretching. Maybe here. And then from here, plant the palms to the floor. And then we again take it to the top of the mat. So I'm just walking my hands through. Now from the top of the mat, come down to your knees. Open your chest, broaden the heart. This is just our cow pose. So rather than a downward dog or a vinyasa into downward dog, let's just feel it through this cow. Really focusing on that stretch, deepening as much as you can. How can you articulate through the spine without causing pain? How much more can you feel yourself supporting the back while stretching the belly? Same thing here. How much can you stretch your spine and support your belly? Bracing the stomach to lift long through the backside. Again, inhale and exhale. Tuck your toes under, soften the knees. Gaze forward. As you exhale, step to the top of the mat. Again, halfway lift on the inhale, stretching long through the spine. Maybe your palms connect and you open the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, sink the hips. Inhale, lift the arms up. And again, feel free. Maybe you take your palms behind you, stretching through the collar. Maybe that's intense. Maybe the palms connect together instead. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, plant the hands, step it back. And again, we come into that lizard lunge. So the palms to the inside of the foot. Sink down through the hips first. Lower down the back knee. And notice how it feels to arrive. So let the hips sink down a little deeper. With every exhale, you get deeper into the earth. You get lower, more comfortable, more confident. And then when you're ready, plant the palms to the floor if they're down to the floor, or if you're on your forearms. Lift the knee, come to the top of your mat. Again, a forward fold. Now, if you have it in your practice to do a headstand here, feel free to take a headstand. Use your own discretion. If you're not familiar with a headstand, don't try it. If you have things around you, don't try it. So this is your warning. This is only if it's in your practice. You guys are adults, hopefully, all over the age of 18. So palms to the floor, crown of the head lifted, creating a tricep. Maybe lift to the heels, up to the sky. Again, this is optional. Lower back down, we take it to the top of the mat. And inhale to lift up again. We take it to the other side. Plant the palms to the floor, step the left foot back. Now, if you guys were doing the headstand, you'll get another opportunity here. Again, don't feel obligated to take it. Don't do it to prove a point. Do it with safety in mind. Sink down through the hips. Pause here for as long as you need to. And then, when you are ready, once again, you walk your hands to the top of the mat, or sorry, to the center of your mat, and maybe you take your headstand. So, you guys have two perspectives. When you are ready, take it to the top of the mat, step it back, and lower down. And again, we take the baby cobra, palms down, and then lift them off the floor as you roll your shoulders back. From here, tuck your toes, send the hips high, downward dog, or maybe child's pose. Wherever you want to be, take a moment to rest. Again, if you have any comments, feedback for me, feel free to send me a message. Once you're here, let the arms extend. Now, on the next inhale, rise up to your hands and knees. We're going to change this a little bit. So the right foot is going to pivot back as the top leg extends. So this is our gate pose. The top arm will be the one that has the leg that is extended. And then we open the gate. If you can balance on your knee, we flip the palms so that the now right palm is the sky. As you exhale, lower both hands back to the earth. That back leg tucks under, and you kick the right leg up, nice and tall. This is our three-legged dog. As you exhale, step the foot forward. Now from here, inhale, open through the right arm, twisting into the bent knee. As you exhale, lower the hands, step it back, and again, you can take your cobra, chaturanga, without hovering. Baby cobra, and then into child's pose again. So we ended our vinyasas now in child's pose. On the next inhale, you rise up to your hands and knees. Now the opposite leg extends out to the side, and then the top leg opens back as you reach the right hand or left hand to the sky, whichever hand is up. And then from there, we flip the arms, finding a nice deep stretch, opening the gate. As you exhale, lower the hands. The back leg that is extended tucks under as the left leg rises, inhaling it up to the sky. As you exhale, step the left foot forward. If that foot falls short and you need help, grab your ankle and pull it forward, or you can come to your knee first and help it forward. So there are lots of modifications you can take. Now again, inhale, open up into dragonfly twist. If you need to lift that knee up, awesome, make it harder. If you want to make it harder versus it being a chill flow today, lift your bottom hand up. As you exhale, lower the hands, step it back, and again, maybe to your knees, belly, baby cobra, child's pose. Again, from here, inhale, rise up. The right leg extends back. The left leg extends to the edge of the mat. And then up and over, opening the gate. Lower back down. Left toes tuck under. And inhale to kick the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, the hand down to the floor. Now from here, reach the left arm forward. Inhaling, twisting the back heel. Lifting the right arm up to the sky. This is reverse warrior. Now, I know that the shoulders can get a little tired, so instead, you're gonna bring your hands behind the hips and just feel this opening. Don't worry about the legs. Don't worry about the length of the side. Just focus on the stretch through the chest. And then as you exhale, lower the hands. Step the front leg back. And again, take your modified vinyasa. If you need to completely modify, once again, take your cat-cow or cow, and then cat pose, and then into your child's pose. Breathe. On the next inhale, rise up, pivoting the left foot out, open the gate, exhale it down, left toes lift up to the sky, exhale, you step it through. Inhale, dragonfly twist, left arm up, exhale, lower it down. From here, reach the right arm forward towards the top edge of the mat, and then up to the sky, reversing the warrior. On an inhale, bring your hands behind your back towards your elbows and focusing on squeezing the shoulder blades back, growing taller through the front of your chest. Pressing through the outer edges of your feet. Your legs maybe are stronger than yesterday. Do you feel them moving, holding, bracing? On your next exhale, lower the hands to the floor, step the front leg back, and again, cat-cow, or take your vinyasa. Breathe. Next inhale, rise up. And again, we take our gate pose and open the gate. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Left toes tuck under, the right leg lifts up. Exhale, step the foot forward. Inhale, dragonfly twist. And again, go as deeply, as slowly, as quickly as you'd like to go. Exhale, lower down. The left arm reaches forward first. And then we pivot to reverse the warrior. Now, rather than lifting the palm up to the sky, bind your hands behind the back. Now, maybe from here, you take your hands and you interlace the fingers. We're going to take this into our humble warrior, taking it through our lizard lunge, where we open the thigh and we melt down, except this time without the hands connecting to the ground. Your shoulders to the inside of the right leg, relaxing the neck, the crown towards the floor. Release the hands. Take a bend to the back knee, just a little bend. So notice I'm coming into a lateral lunge. Now this can be a little deeper if you'd like. Maybe the toe of the front foot kicks up and you sink down. Palms can be together, palms can be on the ground. You can adjust the height of your hips depending on how it feels in the knees. And then from here, open the heart, open the chest. If you can kick your left elbow or press the tricep into your thigh, from here, maybe you can open your heart up a little bit wider. Now, as you go wide, the top arm can stretch up. And we're gonna try to go into a bind. So reach the opposite hand forward. Now, the arms are gonna kind of twist so that you can wrap them around the outside of your hip. Now, if your hands can't touch, just hold on to whatever you can in the back. And again, we're trying to open the heart, but not just that. Rather than sinking into a ball, see if you can lift. You're trying to find the stretch and then the bind from here. Hands to the floor, walk yourself to the top of the mat, and then take again your high to low. Vinyasa, no vinyasa, whatever that means for you. And then we start on the left side. When you're ready from here, press your palms to the ground. We open the gate. Find that deep stretch. Exhale, lower it down. Left leg to the sky. We inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, lower it down. Reach the right arm forward. Pivot it back. Reverse the warrior. Again, we're focusing more on open the heart space. Open the heart. So again, you're opening the thighs, stretching everything nice and wide. So let me show you from a different perspective. So we're trying to open here versus trying to let, or maybe not even trying, but unknowingly letting everything sink down. Try to open. We have all these muscles that we don't really use through that backside. Now from there, reach back behind your hands, interlace your fingers, open the chest, and like in the lizard lunge, we're going into the center, to the inside of that left thigh. So open wide, bow low. Let your heart, let your head, let your crown melt to the ground. And then from here, plant the palms to the floor. I totally forgot what we did a while ago, but that's okay. When in doubt, take a vinyasa, because that's just what happens sometimes. So we're all human and prone to making mistakes. Anyway, from there, it'll catch up to me. Child's pose. Once again, an inhale, you rise up. Pivot, up and over. Three-legged dog. From three-legged dog, you step it through. Feel it through. Each pose. Dragonfly twist. Exhale down. Reach the left arm forward and rotate back. Focus on opening the heart. Oh, I remember now. It's a side lunge. We'll do that one again and hold that left side a little longer. And then from there, open the chest, palms nice and together, nice and close. You bow low. Releasing the hands. Walk to the left leg. Again, you can be high, you can be lower, you can be wherever you need to be. Sit on the block too. If you have a block and you're not comfortable being here, sit on a block or 2 blocks, stable, and see how that feels. Because maybe we just need that inner thigh stretch. Then from here, palms to the heart, palms together, thumbs to the heart. Stretch it nice and wide. Maybe a bind, maybe no bind. Whatever feels good for you. And then we take it to the top. So we're gonna do it for a little bit longer on that left side to make up for my lack of brain cells that last round. And then open, and then back in the child's pose. So this time the left side. Inhale, rise up. Extend through the gate. Open the gate. From here, plant the hands. Left leg lift up to the sky. I just bit my lip. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, open the left arm. And then exhale it down. Spiral the back heel. The right arm reaches forward. Up and over. And then from here, find that bind. Open the chest. And then bow low for your lizard lunge. Now from here, walk your hands. This will be our first time going to this side. So feel how tight things might be. Feel how stretched and open they might be. And again, maybe from here, I'll change my angle. Maybe from here, it's going to be where your front toe, or the one that you're over, if you were to look at yourself in the mirror, you would be in a very deep squat. And the opposite leg is out. Maybe the elbows connect the shoulder to the thigh. And we just lengthen up, reaching, twisting. So my spine is not rounding. I'm actually trying to open and stretch through the sternum and stretch through the collar. So reach forward, open the chest. Now, rather than staying here for a long time, let's come up for a moment and just kind of work things out. And then we're going to go into it a second time so that we have that change in perspective, knowing, okay, this is how I was the first time I was here. Maybe this is how I feel this time. Maybe it's easier, maybe it's harder. Just giving yourself the opportunity to process whatever feedback that your body and mind is giving you. And then once you're there, you're going to take it to the top of the mat once again and take it through whatever vinyasa works for you. And then come onto your bottom when you are ready. Come onto your bottom. Now, the soles of the feet together. Maybe the knees are open wide. And just kind of roll yourself forward. Relax your arms, relax your hands. Close your eyes. Letting go of any tension you feel. When you're ready, inhale, rise up. Bring the knees together. Let the legs extend forward. And just now notice how that feels. Palms back behind you. Toes forward, and we're gonna stretch into a reverse into a reverse plank or a reverse crab, depending on whether you're on your toes or whether you are pressing through the soles of your feet. So from here, we're gonna lift, lift, lift until the toes touch, lifting the hips up to the sky, the head reaches back. If you need to, brace your feet to the ground, create that space, and then from here, lower yourself back down to the floor. So changing perspectives from here, leaning forward. Now, take a figure four with your legs, right foot to the inside of your thigh. Hips are nice and rooted to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Now, as you're here, try to just be observant. Notice how you feel versus trying to focus on one goal in mind and letting that only be what you see. Just letting yourself quiet and then listening. When you're ready, the right hand reaches back, pointing the front toes forward, keeping the right foot and the knee rooted. Lift up. You can lift to the sky. You can stretch up and back. As you exhale, lower the hips and sink down again. Maybe noticing that you're a little deeper, a little softer. And do that again. The right hand reaches back, lift up to the sky, and then lower back down and fold through the hips. Again, take the right hand back, lift up, last time. And let yourself hold. Let's hold this for 5 breaths. When you're ready, lift up, and we switch sides. Take the opposite leg in front, a figure 4 through the shape of the legs. Feeling the sit bones rooting down. From here, we grow tall for the spine on an inhale, and we hinge forward on an exhale. Left hand behind you, right leg in front of you, and again, you're bracing through the knee and the heel of the bottom leg as you stretch either up to the sky or reach a little deeper back. As you exhale, lower the hips, fold forward. Notice that the change here comes from the ankle, where I'm flexing my toes up here to help extend the back of the thighs a little longer in the calves to deepen the stretch. And then when I come up with my hips to the sky, the toes point forward to support my body extending up by activating the backside. So it is an intention to do this. And again, you point the toes forward, embrace the left hand, and inhale to lift up, and then an exhale to sink down. Last time, press up, and then fold forward. When you're ready, you pull yourself up. Go ahead and lean your hands back as you come into your seat. Widen the feet apart, maybe shoulder, hip width, maybe even wider than that. And then gently rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, lower yourself down to the earth. Feel free to give yourself a little hug, letting your hips and your shoulders relax into the ground. Feel free to rock yourself, maybe taking your hands over the knees and circling clockwise a few times, and then counterclockwise a few times. And then from here, let the legs open wide. Grab hold of your ankles, your calves, your toes, and feeling the shoulder blades flattening out if you can, feeling the weight of your heels over the hips. Let's rock from side to side. This is our happy baby. So rather than lifting the head up, rather than lifting up through the bottom of your hips, just let everything go. Let go of any tension you feel, let go of any stress, any pain, any worries. Just allow yourself to reset. Hear the sound of your breath. Maybe after all this time, your breath resembles the sound of an ocean's wave. Just simply ride that wave without having to rush it. And then from here, plant the soles of your feet to the ground. Tuck your toes or tuck your shoulder blades under. And then on an inhale, lift the hips. Now this is a nice bridge pose. We're engaging through the inner thighs. Just a way to take another sort of back bend. This is more supported with our feet and our shoulder blades, our head to the ground, but we're extending through the front of the body. We're engaging through the back side. As you're ready to come down, start from the middle of your back, maybe between your shoulder blades. Why you start from the top of the spine, then melt down to the mid-back and into the low back. Hug your knees to your chest, give yourself a loving squeeze. From here, take a spinal twist if you like. Any spinal twist of your choice. For some of you, you can use your block to straddle between your legs as a way to add support if your hips are really tight, or maybe if your low back is tight. You can even settle a pillow underneath both of your thighs. You can cross your legs over, you can extend one leg long. And then take it to the other side when you're ready. Imagine that each breath, like each ocean's wave, washes away your shore. Imagine how smooth the beach is after each wave rolls by. And when you're ready, come back to center. Now, if there's anything else that you feel like you need at this moment before you come into your final place of rest, feel free to take it, whether it's a shoulder stand, whether it's another happy baby, or if you're ready, feel free to come into your final place. So we'll do a brief Shavasana, and then we're going to follow that with a little bit of alternate nostril breathing to end the practice. So feel free to stay tuned in for just a little longer. And when you are relaxed, you feel your body light and yet heavy. You close your eyes and you settle in. A deep breath into the nose and pause. With your mouth wide open, release a sigh. And get an inhale through the nose and pause. And exhale. One more time, inhale through the nose. And exhale. use this time as a moment to pause and to listen to the feedback. It is not just our own body and our own mind, but to pause and listen to all that is around you. To listen to the sounds of nature, the birds that chirp outside, to listen to the season of spring that is coming with the leaves that are growing and the flowers that are blooming. To take this time to pause in appreciation and gratitude. To be grateful for each other, but also to give thanks to ourselves and to that light that we have. When you're ready, allow your arms to stretch back behind you, the legs in front of you, as you curl into a fetal pose. You rock yourself from side to side. Coming over to one side, we are reminded that with every ending comes a new beginning. And then from here, press up into a simple seat, the palms together, and thumbs into the heart. And from here, just take a moment, and rather than doing alternate nostril breathing, we'll just do a couple of box breaths. So a box breath is inhale for the count of 4, pause the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and pause the count of 4, creating a box shape with each breath. So inhale, pause, exhale, and pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, inhale, pause, exhale, pause. Using this breath as a breath to help us pause and observe, to slow down, and to give thanks. Namaste. All right, thank you guys so much for joining in. I appreciate each one of you guys. So I don't know if you guys brought your little drink of choice, but I wish I had something else to drink. I didn't have time to go to the store because those come very far and few between nowadays. But thanks guys for coming in and watching and joining, and hopefully I get to see you again. So cheers.